What is going on, RMFantasySX Nation? Don't worry, I'm back. Had a little hiatus. Thank you for all the get well wishes from everybody out there last week. I'm Chase, if you don't know.
People were concerned.
Here with my man again. Good to be back.
People were concerned.
This is Christian.
Got suntan, baby.
Anyway, for everyone that's wondering, I'll give you a little rundown right now real quick so we can move past this.
Last week, Vader's calling you out right now.
Last week, I was out just turning the burn a little bit on the turn track, like literally a mile from my house. I had a stupid little crash / tip over in a corner. Some way, somehow, I ripped my patellar tendon off my kneecap.
So old people problems.
Yeah, old people problems, basically. So it was a pretty severe knee injury. I had knee surgery on Thursday. I tried to come in Friday. I got about 3 blocks from my house and told my wife to turn the car back around. Those painkillers just weren't doing enough for me. But surgery went well, so I'm on the mend. You guys can't see it, but I got a big old brace on my leg. It's completely straight, but good to be back. Yes, I was wearing knee braces. I saw some people asking that last week. I was wearing Asterisk knee braces. Still stand by them. They're awesome. It's kind of a freak deal. The doctors don't know how I ripped my patellar tendon off with the way that I crashed. So
you send it that hard, things happen.
You send it that slow, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, we're back. Round 8, RMFantasy We are going back to Orlando.
Basically back to Orlando 1, really. Yeah. Just keeping the same track. Everything.
I guess the rain came down right after the race last week, and so they were planning on doing a track change. That did not happen. So from what I've seen and heard, the track is going to be very, very similar to what we saw last week. So
they said something like added or changed a
maybe
few
a wall
obstacles,
jump or something like that. I don't know
exactly what it is. So,
but anyway, let's talk about results from last week. We saw Cooper Webb, who I had in first place, Ken Roczen, Zach Osborne finally being where we thought he was going to be all year long. Justin Barcia, another solid top 5. Eli Tomac in 5th. And then the wild card, Jason Anderson. Josh Prowse, the man behind the camera, got Anderson right. Lucky dog, because Anderson crashed the lapper with like a lap to go.
Yeah.
But that's the way it goes.
It was a lucky pick.
It's the way it goes.
He was in there, though.
He was. But let's show him the lap chart real quick. If you guys haven't seen it, here it is. Christian, did anything about this stand out to you?
I mean, a lot stood out to me. SAVATGY really hurt me. I had him in the wild card.
Yeah, he went down early. He was
time almost endoed. He went real bad.
Yeah. You know what kind of surprised me is Adam CIANCIARULO. He's keeping secrets here. I don't think he is. He hasn't told the whole truth. Something is up with this guy. I don't know if he's got some sort of injury that is keeping him from. I heard he couldn't hold on to the bike. I do not know, but AC is not fit, it doesn't seem like, to complete an entire race.
He's not 100%, which him not at 100% is still better than a lot of riders, but something is up.
Yeah.
Check out Plessinger, though.
Plussinger's on the move. He rode really good. Plessinger's been riding. He is doing a lot better this year. I'm still waiting for that podium from Plessinger. I bet we'll see one at maybe the Speedway rounds coming up in Atlanta.
Yeah, there's more outdoors.
More of the outdoorsy, really ruddy. I think it could be. Jose says I just forgot to limber up. Or Joe, sorry.
Not get that stretching in.
Yeah, you got to stretch.
All I know is I violated the cardinal rule, changed my picks late, where I would have had Barcia, would have had Anderson. Go back to the rule. Put your picks in early and walk away.
See, I've been sticking to that this year. I put my picks in for Webb to win. Look what happened.
Yep.
Last week, I had K-Rock to 3-peat, and although I wanted to change it, I didn't, and he 3-peated. So I've been sticking to that, and it's been paying off for me.
I need to do it. I don't know what's going on with
me. Also, everyone, just so you know, we have a really cool guest caller today. We have Jordan Jarvis, fastest girl on 2 wheels. She rips. She's been in outdoor nationals with the 250 guys.
Yep.
She's going to be calling in and giving us her thoughts on this weekend's race. So
I can't wait.
And I want to talk a little 250s too.
Yeah.
We're finally switching up. That poor East Coast needs some time to relax and heal up.
It's been a wild 250 East.
Well, I'm not bagging on any riders out there because they would all destroy me, but holy cow, this East Coast 250 class is there was, in one of the heat races last week, there was one factory motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's not good. One factory bike in an entire heat race.
Every 250 East round, though, it ends with something crazy happening. So It's been entertaining.
Hey, Steve, we're going to talk about Tomac here coming up, but let's talk about some highlights.
What do you got?
Well, Craig, he goes down in his heat race.
Dude,
so unexpected.
Could have been way worse.
But this is why
Hey.
I'm sorry, but Craig's been making some of those just mental errors and silly things like this. Colt Nichols did it, though. Look, when he went down, I was like, holy crap, please don't be hurt, because if you are, we literally have 2 dudes left.
Yeah.
You've got Lawrence and Nichols.
Shimoda, Oldenburg, holding it down. But these 2 are definitely on a different level.
Yeah, you just hate to see it. But he got up. He ended up getting 3rd on the night, so I was lucky to see that. Here's one of my favorite highlights that I found.
Dude, this one was
I was
gold.
rewatching the night show, and I watched the start. Watch Dylan Ferrand is right here, take the sneaky inside line.
Dude, cuts on the inside of the tough blocks.
He didn't get pushed off the track. He was like, I'm out of room, and instead of going down or just brake checking, he literally... Yeah, let's see it again.
You got to improvise, dude.
He cut off the entire corner of the track, and nobody said anything.
Shamelessly.
How is that okay?
Look at the top of your screen. Just
Tomac is like right next to him, and Tomac goes in first, and
dude.
Dylan comes out ahead of him. Like,
that one blew my mind.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I was as big as him.
That was pretty funny. Let's see. Osborne goes from 1st to 3rd in a very short period of time. That was a wake-up call.
It sucks for him. It happened in, like, what, the 1st or 2nd lap?
How about Brayton, though, just charging through the whoops? And then I heard Brayton had a front brake issue. That's why he faded back so bad outside the top.
I'm just
5,
saying,
but
1 or 2 more laps in, a small mistake like that from Osborne wouldn't have cost him anything, maybe.
I don't know. But, okay, here's another good one I found. Justin Barcia was trying to be Axel Hodges and do a wall ride.
Yeah, he's been watching too much playground.
He came out of that corner, and they were slingshotting out of that rut. He almost jumped onto those mechanics.
I know what
right
Ricky
there.
would have said about that one.
Josh?
Oh, I did.
If Ricky would have been watching
That was a cue for Josh?
Yep, sorry.
You know it would have sounded something like that.
Anyway, was there anything else to you that stood out?
Barcia was just
Sorry,
out
guys.
of
I got
control.
so mesmerized by him jumping so far.
Barcia tried to quad through the whoops and almost went down again. See, Osborne comes through.
Oh my God.
That
Well,
was
this
a
is
different
one of the times.
That was one of the times.
He was having a hard time through those whoops.
But watch him come through right here and quad out.
I don't think he meant to.
He just went
He's
one
just
farther
going
than he
so
meant.
hard. He just did it, I
Oh
guess.
my gosh. Logan Ford just puts cheater.
Dude, how did no one catch
Alexander
that?
said, I didn't see it till I rewatched the
It
races.
blows my mind, dude. That is funny. But what about Marv just going like a maniac out there in the
Marv
main?
almost running into Anderson
just
right
runs
here.
it into Anderson. Anderson gives him the look back.
And then he's like, hey, Brayton.
Tear off.
Sorry, dude.
Just
I got to
like,
go
what are you
around
doing?
you.
And then he's just an animal right in front of Brayton. And then look at his arms here. Dude, what is going on?
100% maximum effort is what that is.
Yeah. Hey, I like it.
We just need to do a whole, rewatch the whole race and just comment on it. But anyway, lots of good highlights from the races. But let's talk about points real quick. I did all right. I got 41 points. Again, I kept Webb in there. You guys comment below. How'd you guys do on points this weekend? We want to see. That rise, Shane Dog. That was full send.
Well, let's look at the average points at least. 43.1, about the same as last round. So the average on the year is 37, so a little bit up. No perfect scores. We still only had one round that had a perfect score in it.
Wow.
Only 16 people had 5 picks correct. So
Jeez.
small amount, but 65% of players got at least one. So other interesting news, more people had Roczen and Tomac picked to win than Webb.
Ugh.
And AC burning us.
I know.
Most picked rider to not top 5 at 68%.
Well, look, AC is, I think this is something other than his shoulder injury or the surgery that he had in the offseason, the elbow, whatever it was. I think this is something new. So he's definitely not a top 5 solid pick for me whatsoever right now.
Even with his starts.
John Bork brought up a good point. He said no Friese highlight.
Yeah,
Friese was doing everything he could to stay out of the way of the guys coming around
if
this
they
week.
kept a camera on him.
I had Vince Friese behind me.
If they had a camera on him the whole main, I'm sure something happened.
Yeah, look at that. M. Dean says AC is no longer getting top 5 love, and I think he's right.
No.
AC's got something going on that we don't know about, so I wouldn't throw him in there. It doesn't feel right now.
Well, look at Ferrandis, the most picked for the wild card, 18%. The last bit of footage you saw of him was up against the jump with his helmet off, saying, I can't breathe.
Karma's going to get you when you cut off the first corner like that, all right?
I just they cut to him. You can just read his lips saying, I can't breathe.
That's not good.
Yeah. Sound like he's going to be okay, though. Knock the wind out of him.
Matt Heller, you think Tomac's going to be dominant from here on out? You know what?
Dude, I don't know.
We say that every week. With this field, I'm going to have to.
I don't know.
I'm going to have to put my foot down on that.
I don't know.
Just don't think it's possible right now.
I want him to. But I don't know if I.
Well, we all
want
to see those like epic Tomac rides, but I just don't. I feel like
happening.
I don't know what. Last week he was coming on a charge. I thought maybe Tomac was good for a podium last week, and he just kind of stopped once he got to fifth.
I got some stats on his starts that something
hashtag
is not good.
Not good.
I mean, of what we expected from him.
All right, we got some fun facts here. We had 3 riders that are tied for the 10th best starting average. Can you guess them?
Can anyone guess them?
Comment below. Who are the 3 riders right now that are tied for the 10th best starting average?
Surprised me when I saw it.
Really?
So.
All right.
Other fun facts. The rider to qualify the fastest has only won 1 of the 7 rounds so far, and it was Roczen in round 5.
Interesting.
So
Webb didn't qualify good. Didn't look that great. Did not do good in his heat, and then did what Webb does, came out swinging.
Yep.
On average, the winner has qualified 5th this year.
Something to think about.
Yeah, and 6 riders have gotten the whole shots this year. Muscan, Sexton, Webb, Tomac, and Barcia. Is that really?
Yes.
Roczen has not whole shotted yet?
No whole shots.
Jeez.
He's been close, and he'll have the lead by the end of lap 1 a lot.
Yeah.
No whole shots. So he makes his moves quick.
He's incredible in those opening laps. Strata88 says 3 beats 94 tomorrow.
I hope he does, just for the points chase, but
that's just so hard to choose.
Yeah. And we have had 2 rounds where 3 different riders have led laps.
All right.
It's cool to see some battles.
What's the 10th best starting average? Who are the 3 riders?
Did anyone guess?
I didn't see anybody guess yet.
All right. First, Osborne, Ferrandis, and Friese
are all tied for 10th.
So who would have guessed that at this point?
Well, what do you do? All right. Look, track trends, like we said, track's going to be very similar to what it was last week. I don't know what they've changed yet. We'll see that tomorrow. But it means,
looks like no rain, though.
Yeah. What, 67 degrees and sunny or something like that?
67 degrees and sunny, it said.
All right, so it's not going to be a mutter.
We'll see.
That's what we're saying right now.
But Sexton, injury update. Sounds like he's not going to be back till Daytona, so keep him out.
Take another weekend off.
New riders are in, though.
Yeah. I haven't heard about Ferrandis yet, if he's going to be back this week.
Sound like he just knocked the wind out.
How about McElrath, though, leading those heat race laps?
Dude, I was so pumped on him. He just faded hard, dude.
Striving and thriving.
Yes, but what a reality check when you go from leading laps and then in the main. You know he just probably got tired and was just back there in like 13th, 14th, getting lapped.
Maybe he wore himself out, battling Tomac in the heat there for a minute.
I'm with you, G. Williams. Not till he does it a lot. Tomac at 100% is the fastest, but he's not consistent. Well, Logan Ford, being the fastest doesn't win you championships if you can't get a start.
No. Well, and he has been getting better starts than he has in years past.
Yeah.
He's still not, I don't know.
Shanda Keener asked, what about Max Anstey?
He's
That's
back.
a good. Is
he's
he?
in. He's in.
Is he racing this
on
weekend?
The entry list. Yep. I updated the riders.
Interesting.
Some 250 East guys are stepping over too.
Well, look, this is what we've learned. Even with the wild card being 13th this week, Max Anstey's been out injured. I'm sure he's been riding, but trust me, when you come back from injury, as we have seen, you can put in some heaters for maybe 5 minutes, but I would not put Anstey as a 13th place just because.
Yeah, no knock against him. I mean, look what McElRath did coming back.
I mean, Anstey crushed it in outdoors, but man, when you're coming back, you haven't had a gate drop yet. That is difficult to do. But I'm curious to see where Max Anstey. He has raced Supercross before, so kind of curious to see. Evelyn Jeffers says Dylan for the wild card. Yeah, it's not a bad pick. We got him in there.
It's kind of far back.
Okay, but here's the real question, and we have an interesting stat on this when we're talking about top contenders. Josh, poll, is it time?
I think there's only 2 top contenders at this point.
But who's going to win tonight? Who's going to win tonight? Because that's probably the biggest question mark. Vote right now. Who is going to win tonight? Because it's really coming down to 2 guys, I think. Obviously, Ken Roczen.
It is.
And Cooper Webb. Those are your 2 guys. Tomac's going to be high up on everybody's win list just because that's what Tomac does. Everyone puts that faith in him, which, hey, I want to as well, but I'm going more off of what makes sense this year, and it's paying off for me. But, all right.
I mean, we all know he heats up at this point in the season, but I'm starting to think maybe something mentally is going on with this guy.
I don't know, but there you go. Vote for it. Exclamation point, vote, and then put the number of the rider that you think is going to win tonight. And I'm guessing a lot of Webb, a lot of Roczen votes. But
I'm picking Roczen.
Roczen 3-peats, right? And then we talked about it. 4-peating has not been done since Mr. Tomac several years before, and that was an incredible year.
Well, once Webb got by him, I thought, Roczen will just cruise it in, take a soft second. But there in the last few laps, he closed it up to a second. Yeah. I think he was looking to make a move.
Think so? But look, we just know that 4-peating, 3-peating's hard. 4-peating's like next to impossible.
It's hard to do.
So that's why I didn't put Kenny for the win, just because odds-wise, that's hard to do.
Well, what did we do this week? What's the stats on Roczen? Let's go over that.
Like, he's finished in first or second in 6 of the 7 rounds so far this season. That's incredible.
He's in position to just dunge his way to the championship.
Last round was the first time he hasn't led laps in 5 rounds.
Crazy.
He's won the last 5 heats, so going in, he's always getting a good gate pick.
Yep.
Which means he's getting a really good start.
Yep.
And look, his last 3 finishes of 2-1-1, his starts of 3-1-1.
Insane.
Oh my gosh, and his qualifying is 5-8-1. So it's hard to bet against Kenny. Now that he's 3-peated, he didn't win, but now he's got a fresh, clean slate. I would feel okay putting Kenny in there, but you got to talk about Cooper Webb, because Cooper Webb has not won back-to-back races since 2019.
No, he hasn't even taken the same position back-to-back rounds since
That's crazy.
2019.
His last 3 finishes are 1-2-4. His starts aren't as good as Kenny's. They're 4-3-11.
That's the real difference, honestly.
And he just hasn't had a good at qualifying or in the heat races. Webb's had a little bit of mishaps here and there.
Look at Kenny's last 3 starts, 3-1-1, his 4-3-11. I
Yeah.
mean, you're not going to catch Roczen when it's 10 laps in and you finally get behind him.
What's interesting is Webb only has the 5th best average start of 7 and 4th best if you take out Sexton.
Yep. If he's qualifying 7th or better, though, he has to be on your podium. I don't see how he isn't anyways.
Yeah.
Has a 2nd best average finish, 3.43. It's come a long way since his 9th place in round 1.
Yeah.
Does better the more races he does in one city. So
Yeah.
in Houston, he's getting better. In Indy, he was getting better.
But look at our poll right now. Still the majority have Ken Roczen. What are you going to do? Are you putting Ken Roczen or Cooper Webb?
Roczen to win.
You picking Roczen?
There's just no reason not to pick him at this point.
The only thing that makes me say maybe Cooper Webb's a better pick is just because Coop knows, especially coming up on round 8, excuse me while I gingerly sit down right now, that hey, Coop can't let Coop or Roczen extend his points lead.
He has to do something. I agree, but I mean his starts aren't as consistent as Roczen is the only reason I'm going Roczen over Webb this round.
Okay. What about Eli Tomac? Look at that. Webb and Roczen have him beat to win tonight. Eli could come out and win tonight and pull one of those miraculous starts that we've seen here and there, but look, his last 3 finishes are 5-7-3. His starts are not good, 11-5-9. Even though he's qualifying 4-2-2, he won his heat. You can't win your heat race, have 1st or 2nd gate pick in the main, and then get an 11th place start.
Yeah, not if you want to win the championship.
It's just frustrating. Matt Heller hasn't given up faith. He says Tomac for the win. Y'all are drunk counting Eli out. We're not counting him out, but statistically,
we're just saying the chances are getting smaller and smaller.
When Roczen and Webb are that much better in their stats, and they're consistent off the starting gate, what do you do with Tomac?
The stats don't lie.
They don't, and they're not for Tomac. They're holding true this year.
He can change them, though.
He could.
He can.
He's got the 3rd best average finish, which is surprising, of 6.71 if you take out Sexton.
But look at that. He's starting on average 2.5 spots behind Roczen. And those are 2.5 big spots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a Webb and Osborne type of dudes up there.
And that's with Roczen having a one really bad start this year.
Yep.
But Tomac, he's had that one good start, and then from there, it's just like, but that's the thing, though. Maybe an 8th, 9th place start gets the job done last year or the year before, but it doesn't this year. Yeah. We've shown that, especially on these tracks, with this track having the same layout. It's hard to pass. It's kind of goat trail, one line. So if Tomac's not in the top 5, then
this says it all to me.
It's tough. What?
His average finish over the first 7 rounds last season was 2.85. Over this season, 6.71.
Yeah. And it mostly comes down to starts.
It's
taking away his 13th place that he got at round 1.
I mean, he's 29 points back.
At this point, if Eli doesn't start winning,
he has to win. I mean, we know that's where he usually thrives, though. He can strive and thrive there.
Having to win is not going to do any good when you can't get a start.
Striving and thriving.
That's such a good one.
It's no hate towards Tomac, but
it's not. But
he's just not on Webb and Roxon's level.
I cannot put him in first place or even second right now based off of stats.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to charge through the field like he has been before for whatever reason. I don't know.
You're right, Joe. Weed said it is start cross.
Start cross.
That's what it's been so far. Maybe things change when we come to Daytona and Atlanta, but as of right now, it is kind of a start cross thing. But we're going to get Jordan Jarvis on the phone here in just a minute, but first let's talk about AC. We've got him in our spoiler section, but, well, first, Josh Poll. We still got K-Rock way out in front.
Yeah, so we completed the poll. It's 62% for Roczen. We've got 18% for Webb and 11% for Tomac.
That's about what I expect.
Think
Little
so?
up for Barcia, though. Little up for Barcia.
All right. Well, look, AC, is he even a spoiler? What do you guys think? Comment. Is AC even a spoiler at this point?
I mean, he's had the best average start this season, but it's going down.
Yeah.
It's getting worse quick. I mean, his last 3 starts are 8.43. Last 3 finishes 10.56. Has led laps, but it's been a long time.
His start, yeah.
Finishing exactly 3 positions behind where he qualifies.
All right.
Watch
I wouldn't. Yeah, and AC always qualifies really good. He's fully capable, I think, still going out and putting in that heater qualifying. So I wouldn't let Adam's qualifying throw you off too much because physically I just don't think he's able to compete with these top dudes right now.
No,
that's what I've seen.
Something's up.
All right. Well, let's get Jordan Jarvis on the phone. Let's talk to her. Let's get her thoughts. Maybe she has heard something about Adam.
Yeah. Maybe.
And let's get some thoughts on that real quick.
Hello.
Jordan, how are we doing?
We're doing fantastic. I'd be a little bit happier if it wasn't cold and rainy here in Florida, but we're doing great.
Cold and rainy in Florida. Well, you know what? Come on out to Utah, or good thing we're not in Texas right now.
Oh my gosh,
that's terrible. What's going on over there?
Yep.
I'm really happy to be here. Actually, it's not very warm in my at my home in North Carolina right now either. So
I'll bet.
Florida's the place to be at the moment.
Oh, man. Well, Jordan, we said you're one of the fastest girls on 2 wheels, and we are absolutely right about that. You raced some pro nationals last year with the 250 riders. Kind of give us your rundown of what's been going on with you and give us your future plans. Are you racing Supercross this year? Is that something for next year? Kind of talk us through what you got going on right now.
Yeah, I had a fantastic outdoor season. Coming into it, I really didn't know if I was going to make any of the mains. I was hopeful, and I knew I had the speed to. It's just kind of one of those things that you don't know that's going to happen until it really does. So coming from the outdoor season, I was extremely pumped. I made the decision for that to be my last amateur year with how I did in the Nationals. I wanted to keep the momentum going, and I finished off Minneo's good. And I put my head down and I started training for Supercross this year. And I spent, I want to say, like 2.5 months training for Supercross. And I was excited. I was ready to go for West Coast this year. But unfortunately, I had a really, really bad crash.
Dang.
And I hit my head, rung that pretty good. Definitely probably one of my worst crashes that I think I've had, and I've been doing this sport for a long time, so that's not a good thing to say.
Yeah.
Sucks.
But for the most part, no broken bones, nothing like that. Just knocked my head good.
Wow.
So I've made the decision with my team and my parents and myself mostly that I think I'm going to step away from cross this year just to let my head heal properly.
Yep.
Still don't feel 100% on the bike, and I really don't think it's smart, especially on Supercross, to go into it and possibly crash and hurt my head worse to where there is lasting issues. Whereas right now I do have a clean bill of health. I just want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
Hey, that's completely respectful. I had my worst injury ever on a turn track, so you never know when things are going to happen. But, yeah, you got to play it safe. So, well, good luck on everything that you got going on. We're stoked to see you. Are you going to be trying out for Nationals this summer? Is that on the schedule?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, for sure. I'm taking it easy for probably this week and next week. I am just getting back into motocross, so it's going to take me a little bit. I've been riding just strictly Supercross for a couple months now, so it feels a little weird to be back on a motocross track.
Sure.
And I'm also spending some time on a 450 while my 250 suspension is getting changed over. So I'm just kind of taking it slow, just having fun on the bike. And after that, I'm going to start training for outdoors and hopefully get ahead of everybody else. I'm typically behind because I was still doing amateur races and stuff like that. So I'd always be a little bit behind everybody. So I'm working on getting ahead and hopefully making it to where I'm making most of the mains this year, not just a few like last year.
Be awesome.
Awesome.
I can't wait to see your
good
back
for
out
you.
there.
Nothing like easing back into it on a 450.
Yeah.
Well, Jordan, so obviously we're talking about fantasy right now, and we just had a lengthy conversation about Webb, Tomac, and Roczen. Those are your top 3 dudes. Well, I think Barcia should be in that conversation as well. What are your thoughts on Webb or Roczen tonight? If you had to pick between those two, who are you picking to win tonight? Or do you have somebody else on your radar that you think is going to spoil it all? You think Tomac does it?
I think Osborne was in first
I don't know.
last round.
I gotta go with my teammate. I think Kenny he's been on fire. Cooper did give him a good race last weekend. I think that if Webb starts out front, I think he's going to be really hard to pass. But I just gotta root for Roczen. He's had a rough couple of years, and he's turning it around and really working hard. I really want him to win, but we'll see how the track is, because it's been raining all day here in Florida.
Wow.
And the track, from the pictures that I saw that RacerX posted, it looks pretty muddy. So we'll see how it.
Ugh. I mean, they've got it covered up, and they do an incredible job of salvaging the track for the night show.
To keep it safe, they're not even going to try to change it. So it must have been raining pretty bad.
It's just been for the most part today, it's rained the hardest, but it's been a pretty consistent rain all week. So the dirt's already pretty soft.
Yeah.
All right, boys, prepare to be dazzled.
Yeah, but with the race being tomorrow, as long as the weather holds out like it's showing, I think they'll be able to get things under control. Hopefully, it'll probably it'll be soft, but hopefully.
Yeah.
But with Florida weather, you never know.
I mean, people were having trouble with that track last round.
I mean, it shouldn't be too bad. It turned out pretty well last weekend. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, I think it's gonna turn out well. The qualifying sessions were a little sloppy, but the main event was perfect.
Right on.
I like it.
Well, look, Jordan, it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's uncommon ground to see, a girl rider right into the level that you're at, riding, making qualifying and going and racing 250 nationals. I know there's a ton of other female riders out there who are maybe looking to get into motocross and want to try it, but maybe are intimidated for whatever reason. So I would be curious to know, what is some of the best advice that you would give to other female riders who are out there who maybe don't think it's a sport for them or trying to get into it? What advice would you give to somebody who's maybe looking to, get started in the sport?
This sport, honestly, is one of a kind. You meet so many great people. You make so many friends and family out of it. It's just, you can't beat it. And if you're a girl or a younger guy for that matter, but especially girls, if you're trying to get into it and you're hearing a ton of people telling you, no, you shouldn't do it, you're a girl, you can't do it, that's not true. Being a girl, you will have to work harder. I feel I've worked quite a bit harder than a lot of the guys have, especially growing up. It's not impossible. It's going to be hard, but it's not impossible at all. And once you get into it, if you love the sport like I do and like everybody else does, you're not going to have to really try and stay motivated, because once you're in it, you're in it. I promise you, it hooks you and you can't get out once you start.
It's true.
So you just got to work hard and just do what you want to do. It doesn't really matter if you just want to practice or like just ride or race for that matter. As long as you're enjoying what you're doing, it'll all be worth it in the end.
Yeah,
Perfect.
It's cool seeing women out there. I mean, you forget about like Ashley Fiolick, Jessica Patterson.
Yeah, no, Brandy Richards was my team member at a team race I did the Caselli ride, and she was ripping.
Some fast girls out there.
We've got Taylor Allred, who's a girl that lives here locally in Utah that she rips too. So, yeah, for girls that are wanting to get into it, it is a sport for everybody, whether you want to do it competitively or just have some fun. So, Jordan, we really appreciate you calling in. It was good to hear from you. Glad that we know kind of your plans for the year. So, we are rooting for you 100% when it comes to outdoors. We want to see you qualify and make those make the main events for 250s, and we wish you the best of luck with everything.
Yeah, no doubt.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. And let's hope Roczen gets this win tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's
Fox
gonna be a good
teammates.
race.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. Well, hey, appreciate it. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
So bummed she's not going to be racing.
I know. It would have been cool to see her make some night shows. But Interesting thought. So she's rooting for her teammate, Mr. Ken Roczen, to
full heart pick, but there's everything backs it up.
It does.
So
How do you
really
not?
a heart pick?
Like
at this point.
I won't lie. Right now, I have Cooper Webb in first, but I put him there early last week after he won. But I could change that up.
Yeah.
Oh,
Qualifying is a thing.
Spoilers, though. We talked about AC. He's not a good one for me. What about Malcolm Stewart? What do you do with this guy right now?
Let's check out what we have on Malcolm Stewart.
Look, his last 4 finishes are 9-10 or 9-4, 10-11. Starts have been not 10-6-7, and then he had that 22nd place start. His qualifying's been good, but it's kind of like you said, pick baiting here.
Yeah, pick bait.
Where you're like, but if he gets a top 5 start, he can hang there, but it is start cross. So
I still picked him to win a race this year, and I still think he's going to do it. What else does he have?
Hey,
His
Brian
finishing-
B., come on now. Hold on. He said his
hating
daughter
on him?
doesn't tear her knee up on turn tracks. Can happen to anybody.
Shots fired. Malcolm Stewart's finishing on average exactly 2 spots behind where he qualifies. So if he's in that top 3 area, probably a little safer to pick him. He's only made the top 5 when qualifying 5th or better this season. I consider that when I pick him.
Okay.
Can consistently make passes in the top 10.
Yeah.
It seems like he gets up to that 5th, 6th easy. And
Right.
then right there, he's stuck. I don't know if those guys are on a different level. He's worn out by then. I don't know, but he needs to get a better start, I think, to really battle those dudes. So.
All right. Well, look, and real quick, Josh, what are some other polls that we have for tonight? Should we get another one started real quick?
Yeah, so we've got let's do the who's your spoiler in the top 5 this week. See
Done.
what people are thinking to add into that 5th place spot.
All right, because
Maybe 4th, 3rd even.
Justin Barcia.
You got a Barcia, Osborne area.
Barcia Law, Zach Osborne. Look, Barcia, I'll be the first one to admit, I kind of wrote him off after the first, after like rounds 3 and 4, 4 and 5.
Yeah, it looked like the same old Barcia.
Did, but this man just refuses to get out of my top 5. So his last 5 finishes 4-19, 2, 13, 4. So pending something bad happening.
Friese event.
Oh, yeah. He is a top 5 guy. His starts are good.
Look at those
5,
last
2,
3
2.
starts.
5, 2, 2. 7's in there. His qualifying. He's not the best qualifier. I've kind of learned is, you know what? Not stress about it too much. Kind of like Cooper Webb.
Yep.
Shows up to race. But he has not finished in the top 5 in back-to-back rounds this season.
Something to consider.
Okay, so he did it last week. Will he do it again? His average finish in the round after his top 5 is 13.6.
That's the one that blew my mind. How do you do that?
That's kind of like a Zach Osborne thing.
Yeah. He's tied with Brayton for the 6th best average start. So him and Brayton tied for starts. And is tied with Stewart for the 5th best average finish.
But what's crazy to me is this man goes out, wins the opening round, has not led a lap since. Look at our poll right now.
He's trying. I mean, he was running on the side of his bike last round trying. So.
He was quadding out of the whoop section. He was doing wall rides. He was doing all sorts of stuff.
All I'm going to say is he's one of the riders that qualifying really does not matter. But if you want to know, he's finishing on average about 2.5 spots better than where he qualifies. So keep that in mind if you want to pick him.
All right. Look at our poll, though. It's about even, too. Everybody's nervous to pass him. Well, Tomac couldn't get around him, so I don't know about that. Tomac is a spoiler. Well, yeah, Tomac's your top 5, but is he going to spoil your podium is the real question for Tomac.
Yeah, he's going to battle into the top 5.
Plessinger, I'm surprised to see him getting the most votes right now.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
I'd have put Osborne ahead of him. All right.
Too. What do we got on Muscan?
Look, his last 5 finishes, 7-3, 11, 10, 13.
That's
not good.
Not good.
His starts are atrocious. Marv used to be a really good starter.
What is going on?
13-8, 16, 13, 15. Like, I don't know what's going on with this guy.
Look at those stats, but he's taken 3rd twice. How? I don't know.
He's only finished in the top 5 those two times when he's qualified 7th or better.
Keep that in mind.
Oh, all right. So Marv needs to qualify really good.
But there you go. 14th best average start on the season. Marvin Muscan.
Yeah.
Factory KTM. Blows my mind.
I don't know. He was in 20% of players' top 5s last round. He's a letdown right now, man. I hate to say it, but Marv is not a consistent guy.
I mean,
he has to have things go right for him to get a top 5 right now.
I was banking on him dungeon his way to a championship earlier this year, but it's not looking good.
I don't know.
Maybe we had higher hopes. Maybe he's still, I don't know, maybe that injury took a little bit more out of him than we thought.
Look at that poll. Kind of had Plessinger and Stewart.
I like that.
Muscan's up there. Yeah, Muscan's just not doing it for me right now. I don't know.
Not
I
a
feel
lot
like
of love
I
for
feel like
Osborne.
Plessinger's due. Let's talk about Plessinger. His last 5 finishes: 6'11", 5'9", Are you going to put AP in your top 5 tonight?
It depends on how muddy that track looks. But right now,
I wouldn't count on it.
It's tough to not pick him. I mean, he's takes 6th and 5th in 2 of the last 3 rounds, so he's been there whether you like it or not.
Yeah. He's
Qualifying-
finishing 6 positions better than where he qualifies.
Yeah, so qualifying for him really doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
He did. We're just talking about start cross. Like this man made up 9 positions.
Yeah.
Went from 15th to 6th.
But you can't start in 15th.
No.
He's riding good. I feel like AP is going to podium at some point this year.
I hope he does.
Maybe Daytona. He rode really good at Daytona last year. But like he's finishing 5th or 6th in 2 of the last 3 rounds.
Yep.
So he is right on that cusp.
But look at the 17th best average start at 12.
It's not very good.
So 17th 17th best average start, but 10th best average finish. So, dude, get yourself a start. Don't try to pass up so many people.
Well, look, Josh.
Wait. Only 2% of players picked him in their top 5. He was 1 spot away last week. So
That's true.
there you go.
Look at that poll, though. Plessinger, Stewart. Osborne does not have as many picks. I feel like Osborne, out of that group, if it were me, he would be the guy that I would throw up in my top 5. Just because
Easily.
he got that podium last week. I feel like Osborne's the kind of rider. You guys agree with me? Comment. I feel like Osborne's a momentum guy. I feel like now that he had a race go his way, I feel like he's going to be up there consistently from here on out. That's
AP
that's
for
just
the
a gut
dub.
feeling.
Swilk
AP
says,
for the dub.
post a picture of that or it's not true.
AC will get a win. Faith. Dean Wilson for wild card. Yeah, we'll talk about that. So, like, I would put Zach Osborne, even though he doesn't have the stats to back it up. He got that podium. I'm going to actually have Osborne in my top 5 this
The
week.
highest percentage of spoilers out there for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Osborne. He's doing it. Stamp it. Osborne will top 5. It's on the board. Osborne will top 5 tonight. Change my mind.
I agree.
Okay.
I probably have him way higher up than I should at the moment. But
All right. Is there anybody out there that still got some faith in Anderson? Do you put this man? Has he cracked the top 5? He has not. He's finished in 6th to 8th in the last 5 rounds, and he's gotten 8 3 times.
he was a shoe-in for the wild card. I had him. I don't know why that I switched him out.
Well,
he's loving that 8th range.
Yeah, he hasn't got starts. He hasn't started better than 6. His average start is just over 10, which is 13th best. But he is finishing about 5.5 spots ahead of where he qualifies.
Yeah,
so
don't let his qualifying scare you too much.
He'll crack the top 5, but I think Osborne's just the better bet.
How 7, 8 rounds in, he hasn't qualified better than 7th.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Only 7% of players are picking him, so the faith is low right now.
Look at Ricky Anderson says Team Fried top 5 this week.
Well,
it was a birthday week for him.
It was. But he's 12th in points, 4 behind Brayton. Who would have guessed that?
Not me.
Not me either.
All right.
I don't like it.
Look. 250s. Let's talk about that real quick. New Coast. Let that East Coast take a little break. That is much needed. Who are you most excited to see? Josh, did we do a poll on that? Who are we most excited to see in the 250s for West Coast?
We've got one. I'll run it right now.
All right. Had every top 5 right after last week. Alyssa?
Post it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Post that in the Discord. I want to see those points.
Put that in the Discord. The Discord's in the description. I want to see those points. That is tough to do.
Well, I mean, my number one dude I'm wanting to see is Marchbanks. Obviously, Utah dude.
Yeah, Utah.
Our guy. So I'm excited to see him. You got the Martin brothers. McAdoo. Don't sleep on that, man. Cooper.
Right. So vote right now. Who are you most excited to see in the 250 West Coast?
You got your other Lawrence brother, Hunter. Jalek Swole.
Cameron McAdoo. I'm excited for Marchbanks, man. I just feel like he won Daytona last year. He had some momentum, kind of had a bum deal, didn't get signed. I don't pretend to know the details of that whole thing. Troll train.
Look at Styles Robertson moving up, though.
Yeah.
Kyle Peters taking a break from Arena Cross. There should be some good dudes in there. I can't wait to see it. So
I don't know. I'm excited to see Marchbanks.
He's our hometown guy.
Yeah.
So
Frozen Gumwad says he wants to take a poll on how much we like asking for polls.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do that poll if you want.
We do like
we can load it right up.
Hey, we're not the only SXperts out there. A lot of you guys are too. So
All right. Yeah, Jeremy Martin's going to be good on the Star Racing Yamaha. Look at that. It's between Martin and Marchbanks. Let's go. Okay. Let's talk about wildcard, why that's going on real quick. 13th place is the wildcard this week. Here's something interesting. Tomac, Musquin, and Barcia have all finished in 13th this year.
As if picking 13th isn't hard enough.
Yeah, but
I mean, some top dudes have already fallen back there. So
yeah, that takes something pretty mysterious to happen for those guys to get 13th. But
it's almost half the rounds. Just saying.
It's true. That is true. But Brock Tickle, he's who I have right now, my wild card spot. He's the only rider to take 13th more than once this season. He's taken it twice. And his last 3 finishes are 13, 12, 14. That is enough for me to put Brock Tickle. I'm going to lock it in.
You got McElrath coming in. Could be better than last round.
Yeah, but Brock Tickle, I think, still better, just a little bit better conditioning. So
I see.
I'm gonna go Tickle.
I don't hate
Tickle
on
me,
him.
Elmo.
You can't go on without mentioning Benny Bloss.
Okay,
he's taken 13th and 14th in the last 2 rounds. On average, finishing 2 positions back where he qualifies. He's only been to 1 LCQ this season, and it was round 1.
Yeah.
So he's been steady in the main. Where I go back to your pick, Tickle. He's been to 3 LCQs.
Has he really?
He missed the main by 1 spot last week.
It's all right, dude. He's going to make it out of there.
Bloss's best start on the season, 17th. He's done it 3 times. Average finish in heats is 8.7.
But look,
he's barely making it in, but it don't matter.
Carter Burnside nailed it here. Do you count out the wild card king of Vince Friese?
No, it doesn't matter where that spot is. You don't count out
He'll find
Friese.
it. His average finish on the year is 16.43. And his best finish this year is a 14th at round 6. And we've got,
matter.
With McElrath coming in, it's going to beat him. 13th is
that's his happy
he'd have
place.
to get a season's best to get 13th.
That's his happy place. Throw the stats out, fam, on that one. Who else we got?
Bumtoe Dino. Is he a good pick? Yeah, Dino's been doing better,
dude,
though.
those foot massages must have done something because I didn't expect
doing
him
all right.
to come back and do that well.
He's taken 12th twice this season. He's taken 11th twice.
He is banged up.
He started 18th last round and fought up to 12th. Broken toe and all.
Broken toe and all.
All right.
Won the LCQ. First LCQ he's been in since round 5 in
I used to
Oakland.
be the man back in the day.
He did.
Here
Battle
you go.
Tomac.
On average, finishing 5 spots ahead of where he qualifies. Does have the 13th best average finish.
Yeah.
So
Here's my prediction. Vince Friese doesn't get the wild card, but he'll be the reason that your rider does finish in the wild card. So you got to think of one way or another.
he's going to be involved somehow.
Somehow, Vince Friese will have something to do with your rider finishing the wild
A
card.
lot of people saying he has like a burner
Wait,
account.
was he who caused Anderson to crash last week?
I don't know.
We should look that up. We should look that up.
A lot of people saying he has a burner account that he's trying to win that KTM.
Scooty
by
Puff
taking the
Jr.,
wild
what
card.
up?
Scooty's in there.
Yeah, he is. All right. I mean, Joey Savacci, people have you talk about him, but you know what? He's actually been running really, really good. He's been running a lot more in the top 10.
Yeah, he's, if you're going off the stats, looks
Yeah.
okay, but we're not going to advise with that.
He got 13th, but before that, he had gone 9-8-8 in 3 rounds prior.
Yep.
You know, so he's way better than 13th right now.
Yeah,
so I would not put
don't fall
Savacci in
for
13th.
that.
Okay.
What about your boy Martin?
I got nothing other than he's going to crash out like he does every
Come
week.
on, don't say that.
No, you don't put Martin in 13th
don't
place.
Say it. Look at his average finish, 16.29.
Yeah, and your point?
He's only finished between 14th and 16th over the last 5 rounds. Friese's taken out a bunch of dudes in front of him. This man is going to capitalize.
Yeah, Martin's going to take himself out. He doesn't need Friese's
Look at
help.
his start. Has started as good as 6th. Where's the respect on his name, bro? Hasn't been to an LCQ all year.
He starts 6th, and where does he finish? The man is out of control.
He's your
jumping
boy.
on tough blocks.
He is your boy.
He is not my boy. You
I want
labeled
you
him as
offering
such,
up
and I do
your
not.
house when Salt Lake comes here for him to stop by.
Absolutely not. Brock Tickle. What? Brock Tickle will be the wild card this week. That is my pick.
We
Who are you
can't
picking?
move on without Shane O'Mac mention.
Oh, McElrath?
He qualified 6th overall last round. Took 2nd in his heat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he spent all his energy in that heat. So he started 9th in the main, finished 17th like we talked about. Just looked tired. I mean, 13th might be a good range for him. So he said things were coming at him fast.
All right, I got the last poll for the night.
Let's hear it.
Who is your wild card? Let's hear what everyone else has.
Okay,
You guys
real
been
quick.
dishing
Vote.
out the stats and see if it's changed anyone's
Okay,
minds.
right now, vote for your wild card while Christian and I go over.
Look at
what?
Pierce. If I put Musquin in my top 5, he'll be 13th. That's just a given.
Well, look, while you guys are voting for who you think is going to be wild card tonight, let's talk about prizes, why people want to be playing RMFantasySX.
Right, what do we got up this week?
We got always good ones. That's what we got. Look, okay, weekly prizes. Here's what we got. MSR gear set, brand new. I've ridden in it. The stuff is good. You're getting a full set, including a helmet.
Can't be mad about that.
No, you can't. Look, you got Bell Motor 9 MIPS, helmet, a Cheruby's $400 spending spree, Bridgestone tires up for grabs, flight protection package, Fox Airframe Pros jacket CE rated, Rhino Power Essentials package, 7 gear and casual, CBMD prize pack, Works Connection, and of course, 90 Rocky Mountain ATVMC gift cards.
That's huge. And
That's
like always,
good.
if you win those, take a picture, send it in to us. We want to see you using all that good
Yeah,
stuff.
where do they email that into?
Email it into support@rmfantasysx.com. We'll check it out.
All right.
Hopefully share you enjoying one of those prizes.
I
Unless
like
it's the CBD MD bath bombs. Just leave us out on that one. But
Grand prizes.
grand prizes for the day ones. First place on the year is going to take home a Race Prep KTM 450 SXF Factory Edition. Second place, KTM 250 SX 2 strokes coming back hot. Third place, Dunlop MX33 tires for a year. Then a Rocky Mountain ATVMC spending spree, Alpine Stars gear and casual spending spree, Tusk Megabyte tires and wheels for your UTV, Milestone video games, fly racing, Stay Sick coming in there. A lot of people mentioning in that they want to win that for their kids. Pretty cool.
That's right.
And 10th place, Motion Pro Tools prize pack.
Look at that. Brian Kelsey says, I want him over on Mr. Tickle for the wild card. Let's do it, Brian. Me and you. Let's go.
We're going streaking.
Tickle.
We've got a lot
Wilson.
of votes for other. I'm interested in what the other is.
Oh.
ANSI? Is people talking about putting ANSI in there in his
Mac
comeback race?
Ansty or Max Ansty. I forgot.
Don't forget,
We don't always-
McElrath did do a 450 race or two a couple years back.
Yeah, and he also raced Daytona with a broken back. Go figure.
Yeah. Well, I'm high up on Shane O'Mac.
All right.
He
All right.
makes moves out there.
Well, look, there you have it. Those are the
treat-
stats.
Hold on, Frozen
What?
Gumwad. I would treat those bikes better than my kids. This child
Probably
service is watching this.
Don't admit that
Yeah.
on a live stream.
Come on now.
Well, look, those are the reasons that you guys want to be playing RMFantasySX with us. Join our group, and also, we're going to be having this. Do we announce this now, or do we wait till next show? The good stuff.
Gosh, you can do what you need to.
We're going to show you guys so we have a week off until Daytona, but coming up for Daytona, we have a special prize. You want to go join up the RMFantasy SXperts group.
Yep.
If you haven't signed up yet, go to RMFantasySX.com. It's free to play. Make your top 5 picks in the wild card. But you want to be joining the RM Fantasy SXperts group. There's a lot of other awesome groups that you can join that we have our influencers playing with this year. Dave Ping, Jeff Walker, Mike Mason, Carrie Bowling,
Carrie Nichols is
Nicole
always a
Cheza.
big group. Kristen Beats' group was growing pretty big too.
She's doing really good.
She's going to be doing an arena cross down there.
That's right. But within our group, we're going to be having a jersey. We won't say whose, but we have a signed official jersey from a top factory 450 rider that we're going to be giving away to the winner of the RM Fantasy SX
We're going to lock that group.
Yeah, we're going to lock that
gonna
group.
lock it soon.
We're not going to tell you when, but we're going to lock that group. So get signed up, and we're going to reveal that jersey in the next episode so you guys know what is up for grabs. So join our group if you haven't yet.
Look at Alexander Baru. My wife is beating me. Don't. Just join the club. Join the club on that
Physically and emotionally right now. Looks like.
one.
All right. Well, look.
Wives do good at fantasy. I
They
don't
do.
know.
He does.
Well, look, everyone, we want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, a lot of awesome prizes. What?
He's this fast. Wants to know our points. I'll say it. I've been hiding it for a while.
Have you?
I'm at 171. It's basically like half of David Pingree and Kristen Beat, too, I think. So.
I got to look up.
Striving and thriving.
I'm definitely not striving and thriving.
I have 274.
Yeah, you're killing me. I need to quit messing with my picks.
Oh,
Second
speaking of picks, real quick, we got to lock them in before we say bye.
Yeah, maybe we should do that.
Let me do that real quick. Cooper Webb, Ken Roczen, Eli Tomac, Zach Osborne, Justin Barcia. That's my top 5. Brock Tickle wild card. Christian, go.
Hold on. Eric Enlow is picking Chad Reed for the wild card out of tribute. I respect that. I don't advise it, but the
Okay.
Chad Reed fans. My picks, I'm sticking with Roczen. That late push on Webb gave me hope that he's not just cruising it in yet. I'm putting Osborne second. Dude, you started. You got the whole shot. You were up there. Let's do something at this point.
Okay.
Webb in third because him and Roczen are just on another level. Tomac's going to fight his way to fourth like always. And then I got Barcia in fifth. And I'm going to go with Benny Bloss in 13th.
Okay. Alyssa rubbing it in with a score of 345. That is pretty dang good. And for people asking,
that's like in the top, 5,000 or so. That's within striking distance.
The group name is RMFantasy SXperts. Search it, the groups, join it.
All one word.
It's going to be locked soon. Jersey up for grabs. Christian, anything else before we sign out?
No, I think that's it.
We good?
Yep.
I'm Chase.
I'm Christian.
We'll see you next time.